As a bow hunter, we all want to find ways to bring deer in nice and close to our stand. That's the ultimate goal. Well, one way that I've found to do that is to create your own buck paradise right in front of the stand or blind that you plan to be hunting. Now you can control where those deer come. You can set your blind or stand accordingly for the best wind in that area, and now you can draw them in. So the first thing we do, we put out water. We use about a 110-gallon water tank, fill it up by using a bladder that we can put in the bed of our truck, and it's amazing to see the power of water. Now, you might be thinking, well, I've got water on the property, it's no big deal. We do too. We have a pond nearby, but it's incredible to see how many deer would prefer to use our water tank because it's more secluded and it's in cover. And when it's in cover, well, then a big buck never has to leave that and they feel much safer. So now that we've got our water hole set, the next thing we do is put a rub post in. Now usually we'll put this about 18 to 24 inches in the ground, tamp it in all around it so it's nice and sturdy, and we like to use cedar posts. So now the deer have water and a place to rub, and just to get things started, a lot of times we'll take a saw and just start making some shavings there. That way the wood is exposed and it's already started. Now a lot of our posts already have a hole in them, but we usually bring about 1.25 inch drill bit out and drill that hole just a little bit bigger. Then we go around, we look for a branch that's as big as possible to fit in that hole, saw it down, and now you've got a licking branch. We stick it in there, but then we take screws and actually screw it to the rub post. That way when the deer really start working that licking branch, they can't get it out of there. Sometimes they'll break it off, but this way it'll hold much better. Next, we like to take and make a mock scrape in that same area. So we put a Magnum scrape dripper on the branch and then create the visual of having a big mock scrape there. So you take a branch and you clear all the dirt and the sticks out so that they can visually see that you've got a scrape there. And the reason to have that dripper there is to make it drip daytime only. So what you want to do is really pique that big buck's curiosity. Most deer are nocturnal during that October months, and by putting out a mock scrape, it's dripping daytime only, so the bucks, when they come to check it at night, they're wondering, who on earth was here during the day? And eventually you'll pique their curiosity, and that's when you hope you will be there, right on stand, ready for them. I like to top the entire setup off with a camera, so that way you can see what deer are coming through, when they're coming, how long they're staying, and you can plan accordingly. Now don't forget, when you get this whole setup in, put your blind or your stand in right away. That way the deer get used to it, especially with blinds. Get it in early. It's not as important to brush it in, we usually don't, but keep those windows down, because if you think about it, if you have the windows up all the time and then when you come in, you take them down, now you've got black spaces. If the deer aren't used to that, that's something new and it might make them scared or spook them off when you're in there. So right away, open the blind as to how you're gonna hunt out of it and leave it there. We usually do this in August, so then by October, November, when you're in there and ready to hunt, everything is set up and ready to go, and now you have created a reason for those deer to be inside a bow range at your stand in the exact location you want them. And as far as I'm concerned, as a bow hunter, that is an ultimate win.